And we start this lunchtime with Neil in St Clement. Hello, Neil.
Hello, Chris. I thought I'd phone up and so there's Paul Kemp, the superintendent that come over and lasted for 4 days, and left before he got sworn in as a superintendent. I wonder if you can help me. I just want to get on to, in a minute, I just want to mention the David Walkup letter with Terry LeSueur as well, but just before I do that, I'd like to, we've been told, and if I've got this wrong, and maybe you can correct me if I have got it wrong, part of the reason he left was in case he got called a nasty name on the internet.
I don't know.
You've got no idea?
I don't know why he's left, no. Or why he didn't stay that long.
So that's what's gone out, in case the vitriolic or something like that. So I went and seen Senator Ian P926 Lamarca, and I asked him, do you really expect us to... Now, here's a man, he's a superintendent, Chris, an experienced police officer that has dealt with rapes, murders, ganglands. When you come up through the ranks from being a bobby up in the mainland and that, you get the likes of death threats, you get, assaulted, all sorts of things. And now we are expected to believe a man of this caliber is not going to take a job on in case somebody calls him a nasty name on the internet. And now, I said to Senator Lamarca, did he himself tell you this, Senator? Did Paul Kemp tell you that's why he's leaving? He said, no, David Walkup did. And I did suggest to the Senator that perhaps David Walkup just might be pulling his leg. I don't know what you think on it, or you're a bit...
Well, I've no idea, Neil. I wasn't there at either conversation, but as I said yesterday, people can take up jobs and then decide not to do them. Well, whereas you can go through the interview process and all those sort of things you have to go through, and then get offered the job and then turn it down. Right. It's not often done this way though. After 4 days,
it does sound a little bit far-fetched though. What my argument always is, Chris, is give us something credible. Give us something that'll say, yeah, I tell you what, I think you could have a point there. That's a fair enough argument. But to come out and say that a high-ranking... I tell you what, I bet that Paul Kemp is sat at home right now, or if he's sat in a bar having lunch or something, his mates are ripping the living daylights out of him. Saying, did you really, because you got called a nasty name? So I think the reputation of that poor Paul Kemp, who I believe to be, from what I've heard...
Well, I don't know what other job he's gone on to do. He's probably doing another job somewhere else in the UK that probably is more suited to what he wanted to do, maybe.
Yeah, where he won't get called a nasty name on the internet, yeah?
Well, I don't know.
Now, this is the other thing. That's just not... It's not credible. I just want credible, 65 milk teeth falling through holes in floors and stuff like that in the exact same place with root attached to them, Give us something credible. Give us something credible to believe, or to look at, or to investigate. But don't just come. Now, yesterday, that's the other thing actually, Senator Ian P926 Lamarca was going to bring in the reputation of ACPO into question, wasn't he? Do you remember on...
yeah.
You wait until Tuesday, I've got this, you wait until Tuesday, there's going to be a scandal on Tuesday when I come to the States on Tuesday. Bearing in mind, I was chatting to him Monday night and he was fit as a butcher's dog. I know he could have caught an illness overnight, that does happen, but to make such a statement on live radio, on your radio station, that he's going to, as good as discredit the Association of Chief Police Officers, and then not turn up for the States, and then his assistant minister saying she knows nothing. Again, give us something credible. So I think pressure...
Well, we might have to wait till after Easter for that.
Well, no, I don't think we should have to wait till after...
Well, we might have to.
Well, if our esteemed journalists, Chris, can say, we want a press statement, you cannot bring in into question the reputation of somebody like the Association of Chief Police Officers without backing... Can you imagine if Stuart Sivray said that? Everybody.
Well, do you really think that he was going to say much more in the States on Tuesday?
Well,
if he'd been there.
this is what he said, Chris, isn't it? This is what he said. You wait until Tuesday. I've got this. I've got that. Everything's going to be shown in a different light, and all the rest of it. Now, if the likes of Senator Sivray had have said that and not delivered, as our good Home Affairs Minister, they were saying, "Put up or shut up, Sivray. Put up or shut up." He'd be getting hounded right now. So I think Senator Lamarcott should be pressed to release a press statement. Don't leave it a month. And finally, Chris, Terry Lesueur yesterday, P926 Lesueur, said he knows nothing about the David Walkup letter to Bill Ogley and Andrew Lewis. Did you hear that on the States?
I heard a report of it, yes.
Now, again, you've got to question yourself. I always do question. I think, is it me? All this could be me. I just don't get it. It's been reported all over the media about this letter. It has, hasn't it? Just to make sure I got this right.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out which letter it is at the moment. Which letter is it, exactly?
It was the letter on the 10th of November 2008 that basically got Andrew Lewis to invoke the suspension on Graham Power.
Is this the one where it's alleged it was written a few days before?
On the 8th at 8:45 a.m. on a Saturday morning. That's right, the one that Graham Power spent 9 months trying to get hold of, and Terry Lesueur stopped him. It prevented him from getting this evidence, that particular one, yeah. Now, this particular letter that Terry Lesueur prevented him from finding out the dates of when it was authored for 9 months. Terry Lesueur then turns around and says in the States, I don't know anything about this letter. It does, is it me, Chris, or does this...
Well, he was accused of misleading the House, wasn't he, by Deputy Higgins?
So that's right. So, what... you give us something credible again. You can't have it both ways. He's either... let's be honest about it. He is either misleading the House or is so incompetent it's beyond comprehension. Because how can he say he knows nothing about this letter that he prevented Graham Power finding out when it was authored for 9 months? I sat through 2 hours at this complaints board hearing when this is where Graham Power, it beggars belief, they were arguing, the Chief Minister's Department were arguing what information means. So Graham Power had to read out of a dictionary. This is their argument, the Chief Minister's Department. So we need answers, Chris, we just need answers. How can it just not true? He's either seriously misled the House, or he's that incompetent he doesn't know whether he's coming or going. A vote of no confidence has to go into him one way or the other, surely. If he's that...
Well, let's see if any of our elected representatives will do that now.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. So I'll leave it at that. But it's just dumbfounding, Chris. And we need answers. And certainly we need pressure put on Senator Lamarcott to issue a press statement, because he has, with his statement he made on your Talkback show, that he's going to bring in the reputation of ACPO into question. You can't. We don't have to. No one should have to wait a month for that. I suggest all our accredited media get onto them and say, we want a press statement. The public need to know.
Okay, Neil. Thanks very much indeed.
Thanks, Chris.
Take care. All the best. It's Neil in St Clement. Janice has been waiting.